Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching NDTV. It's a season of meetings in poll-bound Maharashtra. Maharashtra's main opposition, Maha Aghadi, is working towards getting close to finalizing the details of seat sharing for the next month's assembly elections. A key meeting was being held today. It was attended by senior leaders from all sides. Remember, the Congress and the Uddhav Thackeray faction of Shiv Sena, who have been facing a deadlock over a handful of seats, particularly in Mumbai, Nashik and Vidarbha, are now hoping to negotiate for a way out with the good offices of veteran leader Sharad Pawar, the chief of NCP. And he is also seen as the moving force behind the three-party alliance since its inception. In fact, it was his intervention that we understand that the state leaders of Congress and the Shiv Sena UPT have come back to the drawing board after conflicts. Now, the ruling Mahayuti alliance, on the other hand, that consists of the BJP, Shiv Sena and NCP, they are also holding talks amongst these constituents. It's the BJP that has already released its first list of 99 candidates. Now, how has that been received specifically by its own allies? Are parties in Maharashtra now getting closer to finalizing details of seat sharing for the next month's assembly election, or are there crucial, critical differences that are still sticking out? We'll discuss this today. Joining us now is Rohit Chandavarkar, who is a consulting editor, Free Press Journal. We have Shiv Sena, who belongs to the BJP. We have Matthew Anthony from the Congress Party. We have Susiben Shah, spokesperson of the Shiv Sena. And we also have Sanjay Gupta, who is from the Shiv Sena that's led by Uddhav Thackeray. Thank you all of you for joining me on this show. Tuhin, to you first. BJP has released its first list of 99 candidates for Maharashtra polls. This happened on Sunday. Even, this happened before the seat sharing arrangement also was made public. How confident are you that this has not really upset allies? Because amongst the many seats that have been announced are also places like Dombivli and Kalyan East that I understand that Shiv Sena was also interested in.
Good evening, Vasudha. Good evening, everybody. You know, the seats sharing talks had been going on for a very long time. So the 99 seats where candidates have been announced by BJP are mainly those seats where there was unanimity that the BJP had a higher winnability quotient. And winnability quotient is the most important thing in these elections. So going ahead, we are very confident. Look at the other side. While we too have not announced a seat sharing arrangement, we don't have any dissenting voices on our side. On the other hand, Uddhav Thackeray ji, his party has refused to engage in any discussion with Nana Patole, the state president of the Congress Party in Maharashtra. Nana Patole has been snubbing them. They have been, Congress has been demanding for a Muslim deputy CM. Uddhav Thackeray has been demanding for the CM's position for himself. So, the other side is an unnatural alliance. We have a common agenda, the Viksit Bharat agenda, which is binding us. We are all jointly working towards those goals, whereas the other side is just fighting among themselves. It's an extension of Vasuli Raj too.
Right. Matthew Anthony, what about, would you like to respond to this? Because, there are many reports of how the Congress Party, with its discussion that happened in Delhi, changed its course of action, and it is now Balasaheb Thorat and not really Nana Patole who is spearheading the talks. Did your party have to make that kind of adjustment? And why are you so keen on fighting, in Vidarbha when Shiv Sena actually gave you places like Ramtek and Amravati in the Lok Sabha elections?
Vasudha, thank you for taking me in this show. I was thinking of talking about the Congress politics, whereas, the BJP counterpart always wants me to talk about, what they are. So, they were talking about our alliances. Now, let me ask the current government, led by BJP and Shiv Sena, that who is your chief minister face? Devendra Fadnavis, Gadkari, Tanaji, Ashish Shelar, everybody is saying they are going to be the chief minister. When the trust factor with the people of Maharashtra is completely missing, for the simple fact that you have backstabbed the regional party of Maharashtra, which is NCP and Shiv Sena. The second is about the dissent in the Congress Party. First, look into yourself. The Sandeep Naik from your side is moving parties because he has not been allowed a seat. Then the Shinde side is saying that they will not support BJP in Kalyan East Assembly. There are so many things which is happening there. Why do you want to look into the other side when you have so much of issues on your side? Now, with respect to our party, you have already seen that we have almost reached an alignment with the seat sharing, and we are also reaching a consensus with respect to the parts. And to your question of Balasaheb Thorat being deputed, See, this is a winning election for us. So there are so many aspirants, and then we are going to contest only 1/3 of what we have contested. All the parties contested last time, apart from the Congress and the NCP, the Shiv Sena, we all contested independently at that point of time. Now, there will be aspirants because we are sure that we are going to win this election.
Right.
So that is being ironed out, and we are kind of coming out with the candidates list from tomorrow, as well as on the 25th, the second list of candidates will be announced.
Right.
And that's where we are. And then ours is a democratic party. We will not send an ED.
Tuheen, would you like to quickly respond to something
to kind
that
of suppress the voices?
Well,
we will democratically discuss it.
Yes. I think the Congress spokesperson tends to hallucinate sometimes because he mentioned, of all people, Ashish Shelar and Nitin Gadkari ji as CM candidates. Have you heard any statement on this? To this note,
you come and check with your people in Bandra and other places, then you can see that.
Okay, now I have to go to other people also. Sanjay Gupta, would it have been better for the alliance if Uddhav Thackeray was announced as the CM of the CM face of the alliance?
ये तो हमने बीजेपी के साथ अगर गठबंधन तोड़ा था तो सरकार तो हमारी बनी नहीं थी, और अगर बाला साहब के इस सपने को पूरा करने के लिए उद्धव जी ने कांग्रेस के साथ जाकर के सरकार बनाई थी, क्योंकि बाला साहब का हमेशा से सपना रहा कि शिवसेना का मुख्यमंत्री महाराष्ट्र में रहे और देश में बीजेपी का प्रधानमंत्री रहे। और देश में बीजेपी का प्रधानमंत्री बनवाने के बाद जिस तरह से उन्होंने मुख्यमंत्री महाराष्ट्र का देने से हमें मना किया, तो उसी पर तो सिर्फ उद्धव जी वहां गए थे, नहीं तो सरकार में तो हम पहले भी थे 2014 से 19 तक, और 19 के बाद भी हम रहते ही 24 तक ही। तो सीएम हमारा सपना यही है कि सीएम हमारी पार्टी से हो, शिव सैनिक हो, उद्धव जी हो या आदित्य जी हो। तो सीट शेयरिंग का फार्मूला जो भी तय होगा वो एक अलग चीज है।
Matthew, you were talking about the CM faces in BJP here. It's very clear that the Shiv Sena led by UBT is very clear on who the CM face should be. What would you have to say to that?
Definitely, Shiv Sena has to be clear with their name for the CM. They cannot say that it should be a Congress CM. But this is an alliance. You have seen that how the alliances work, and Congress, with all years of history, we have worked out, the alliance, and we will decide the CM. After the elections, the CLP will meet, and as well as the entire MLAs will meet, and we'll have a amicable and a unified decision on the CM at that point of time.
Right.
We are respecting each other coalition partner here, and we will have a unified decision at that point of time. We are neither agreeing, we are neither disagreeing to any name at this point of time.
Right. Sanjay ji, विदर्भ जैसी जगहों पे कांग्रेस जो ज़्यादा सीटें मांग रही हैं, क्योंकि लोकसभा में प्रदर्शन कांग्रेस का अच्छा रहा था, इसको आप कैसे देखते हैं सर? क्योंकि विदर्भ में तो शिवसेना वैसे ज़्यादा है नहीं, आपको क्यों लगता है कि कांग्रेस को ज़्यादा सीटें इस बार देनी चाहिए आपको?
देखिए, लोकसभा के चुनाव में जो रिजल्ट आया, कांग्रेस के पास 2014 में 19 में कितनी सीटें थी, आप हिसाब लगाइए। आज अगर लोकसभा के चुनाव में जिस तरह से कांग्रेस का समर्थन मिला, जिस तरह से कांग्रेस को सीटें मिली, तो हमारे समर्थन के कारण ही तो मिली। और इसलिए अब उस वक्त हमने त्याग किया कुछ सीटों पर जो हमने कांग्रेस को दी, जो हम जीत सकते थे, लेकिन हमने कांग्रेस को दी। तो आज अगर हम धर्म में कहीं पर भी सीट शेयरिंग के फार्मूले पर बात करें, जहां पर कांग्रेस कभी लड़ी नहीं, जहां कांग्रेस थी नहीं, तो उन सीटों पर अगर हम अपना दावा ठोक रहे हैं तो ये कांग्रेस को मानना
आपके बीच में तय कीजिए ना वो।
Okay, Susie,
बीच में तय कर रहे हैं।
Okay, how did you feel when the BJP actually came out with its list of 99 candidates on its own, ma'am? Did you think that it could have waited for the seat sharing arrangements to come out?
No. Here we are very, very clear. We are marching together, and we are marching together to win.
But ma'am, in Kalyan East, a person who fired at one of your leaders, his wife has been given a ticket. Wouldn't that be a point of dissent?
Not at all. Let us understand this very, very clearly. We are a Gadbandhan. We are a Mahayuti. We are working together. We are marching together towards victory. Now we have 3 strong parties here. Now there could be differences. Everyone would want their party to get more seats because more representation, and your symbol would go to many people across Maharashtra. But that is behind closed doors. We don't have public spat. We don't have condescending statements against each other. We don't ask our tallest leader, say Bala Saheb Thorat, to run from pillar to post, from one leader to the other. That is not the way we function. We function as a cohesive one, and our scheme, and I'll tell you why I'm so confident, because the people of Maharashtra have understood that the policy of the Mahayuti is justice for all and appeasement to none. And that is the reason, if you see all our schemes, All our schemes are benefiting across caste, creed, gender, and much appreciated by everyone.
Okay.
The only thing, the Maha Aghadi, which I would call Bigadi, is public spans.
Election
You see the
से
kind of statements. One can't stand the other. We will not
Okay,
talk to
Sanjay ji,
each
आप कुछ
other.
कहना चाहते
The
थे?
most insulting part
इलेक्शन
that the
से ठीक
MPCC
पहले
president
हाँ, संजय
not
जी,
allowed to
इलेक्शन से ठीक
communicate.
2-3
I
दिन
mean,
पहले
संजय जी, please.
how horrible can this be?
इलेक्शन
Now,
एक मिनट ना
if you want,
Susie,
एक मिनट
let
ना
him
इलेक्शन
speak now,
से
please.
let me complete Gupta ji.
Okay,
Gupta
let
ji,
Sanjay ji
ये
speak
बात
now.
तो
Yeah.
खत्म
आपकी जो
बहुत
विदर्भा
बात
की जो बात थी,
इलेक्शन
आपको
से
पब्लिक एक टेलीविजन पर बताना पड़ता है क्योंकि you broken lines of communication. It is one way traffic.
Okay,
And
संजय जी, अब बताइए आप क्या कह रहे थे?
talking on NDTV.
इलेक्शन से
अरे
ठीक पहले
गुप्ता
आप
जी,
Okay,
मुलाजमों
let
की
him
संभल
सैलरी
speak now.
जाइए,
को
हाँ.
3 गुना
जाइए
बढ़ाने की
गुप्ता
बात
जी।
कर रही हैं। आपने अनाउंस किया मुलाजमों की सैलरी को 3 गुना बढ़ा देंगे हम, जबकि आप इस कैपेसिटी में नहीं है कि आप उनकी सैलरी को 3 गुना बढ़ा सकें।
आपको वो डिसाइड करने दीजिए ना मेरे भाई।
आप देश की जनता को गुमराह कर रहे हैं। मतलब किसने
बिल्कुल नहीं,
अनाउंसमेंट की जबकि इलेक्शन
बिल्कुल
डिक्लेयर होने
नहीं।
वाला था, वो हो नहीं सकता था। इस तरह की अनाउंसमेंट किस लिए किया आपने मुलाजमों की सैलरी को 3 गुना बढ़ाने के लिए?
किसकी
आप मुझे
announcement
बता
है
दीजिए।
भाई?
मतलब देश की जनता
गुप्ता
को
जी,
गुमराह कर
कौन
रहे हैं
सी
आप।
आपने क्या
Okay,
बता
कहते
दूं
हैं
okay.
हम विकास का काम
Rohit,
कर
you've
रहे हैं।
been
ये
waiting
कौन
for
से
a
विकास
long
का काम है?
time. Susie, when you wanted to say something. Yeah.
No, I just want to say
देश की
what type of
जनता को
schemes and what type of adjustment he's talking about. We are firmly
आप
on the saddle. Our
आप
borrowing
नहीं देना
is
चाहते
less
विपक्ष
than
के
Okay,
what
we'll
बाद
it
talk
कुछ और
about
was.
देना चाहते
governance
हैं आप?
later. We'll talk about
25%
seat
विपक्ष
sharing
को
से
first.
कैसे
50,
Rohit,
इज्जत सम्मान
thank you
किया
so
जाना
much for
चाहिए?
waiting for
तो
so
आप
long.
मैं
फिर
उनको
हाई
इतना ही बना चाहूँ
Yes.
गुप्ता जी, हम जो
Rohit, this
कर
is a
रहे हैं,
strange election because it seems like parties are distributing AB forms even before the seat sharing arrangement is sort of
no,
announced
it's
or
not
made
the
public.
freebies.
Could it be
You
a
understand
case
this?
that parties may not even talk about seat sharing and just go on sort of like, announcing the candidates that they're sure about and, just let everything else figure out by itself?
Well, Vasudha, we have seen these kinds of disputes between alliance partners earlier also in elections in Maharashtra, but this time there are two factors. Firstly, one factor that there parties have come together with ideological differences. A typical case is Uddhav Thackeray, Shiv Sena and Congress, where they have been kind of forced to come together because of the situation or the political circumstances. Second factor, of course, is that they are being too vocal about the differences, which was not the case earlier. So if you look at Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray party, they have a Rajya Sabha member and spokesperson and editor of their mouthpiece Samna, who stands before cameras every morning at 10:30 and starts speaking in a loud voice and makes many comments that become kind of embarrassing for the party itself and for the alliance partners, which was not the case earlier. So what I'm saying is differences have been there among alliance partners, but these two factors have come.
Right.
Now coming to distribution of AB forms and all, we are told, Ajit Pawar said today and some of the other leaders also said today that
Yes.
it is because of certain muhurats that they wanted to catch those auspicious moments to fill the forms, etc.
Right.
So that part is done without announcing the list. They are giving those forms, etc. Now, next thing is, apart from Vidarbha and other places, there are also disputes in Mumbai.
Right.
Because a party like Shiv Sena, Uddhav Thackeray group, as well as Congress, both feel that Mumbai is their bastion and all of that. Today, I think we have reached a stage where there is some kind of truce that is being called.
Right.
That is the latest that is coming out today afternoon, late afternoon, evening. So I think in a day or two, the differences will be settled. Last point, important point, even if the differences are settled and even if the seat sharing happens, I don't think that will settle the matter because, there will be disgruntled elements, there will be rebels and others who don't get tickets. They will contest as independents and they'll do their job against the party.
Right.
Last thing I want to say is these kinds of differences have existed and are now existing in the Mahayuti side also,
Okay.
but they are being very smart. They are being very, wise about it, and they are not making any noise about it.
Right.
They are keeping it in the under closed wraps and in closed rooms. So we are not discussing those things, but these differences exist on both sides of the political divide, Vasudha.
Right. Tuhin, is that a strategy by the BJP? Because we saw infighting play out very strongly and openly during Karnataka elections. Something that the BJP lost very badly. Has there been an afterthought on this? Because right from Haryana to a lot of elections that happened, there seems to be some sense that whatever happened should be behind closed doors and it should not really come out in the open.
Well, yes, where seat sharing is concerned, you have seen how seamlessly it eventually happened in Jharkhand. And I can tell you that in the next 2 days, our seat sharing would be as seamless as, it happened in Jharkhand. The Congress spokesperson was saying you don't have a CM candidate. Fact is, the CM candidate does not hold that kind of importance for anybody in our alliance partner.
No,
among our alliance
CM's
partners.
candidate.
It's the responsibility of taking India forward under Prime Minister Modi. That's what counts more. And that is why, you have seen that in the last 2.5 years, Devendra Fadnavis has been, behind the scenes, he has been fixing up so many things. He has been the man behind the infrastructure turnaround in Mumbai. And yet, he's
I agree that he is fixing.
Playing second fiddle.
Finish your point, Tuhin.
So these are things which the Congress party and the other side won't understand, because every time that I have said on a show that for us the CM post is not so important, it's the larger agenda which is important. At least the Uddhav camp has come out strongly saying that for us only the CM post is important, and I'm sure the other side, the Aghadi, is going to experience the same drama which we had to experience from Uddhav Sena way back in 2019. If you look at the 2019 verdict, very clearly it was for a BJP-led coalition, and since the Uddhav Sena was in coalition, was for us. It was perfectly on their part, which eventually broke the alliance.
Matthew Anthony, is the Congress relying too much on its performance of Lok Sabha, where you won 13 seats? Because it's possible that you could have gotten a huge part of the benefit of the sympathy that Uddhav Thackeray also had, and UBT Sena also fought on a lot of difficult seats, isn't it?
Vasudha, we don't have CBI, ED, income tax, GST departments with us to keep our alliance partners silent. And if Susi Ben can go and scroll through Google, they can see her own party colleagues have come out against the BJP candidate Shilpa Gaikwad. The Shinde Ghad has come out against Shilpa Gaikwad, saying that they will not campaign for them. And now, Susi Ben, do you agree that Eknath Shinde is not the CM candidate? Also, on the point of the law and order collapse, the law and order...
Matthew, now that you asked me a question which was...
Yes, I'll come to you next.
I didn't interrupt. They will come to you. They will come to you. I didn't interrupt you. Okay. No, I didn't interrupt you. They will come to you. You can answer at that point of time. Now, the law and order of Mumbai has completely collapsed, or the state of Maharashtra has collapsed. 2 gunfire incidents where 2 former lawmakers, one a corporator, Abhishek Gosalkar, and one a former corporator, former corporator and MLA, who is with the ruling alliance, shot dead in broad daylight. Then you have 2 lawmakers using gun in police station premises. Badlapur incident, and then the car road rage accidents completely. Where is this, where is this government going?
Are you confident
one sec, Vasudha, one more point. They said, that Maharashtra state is on 6,51,263 crore debt as of 2023. And 2024, it is more than 7 lakh crores. Each Maharashtra is under 5 lakh crores. Where is it coming to?
Yes, ma'am.
And
You wanted to say
Chhatrapati
something.
Shivaji Maharaj statue collapsing. That is the symbolic failure of
the Ma'am, are you confident that something like the Ladki Bahin Yojana will be able to overshadow a lot of this criticism that the government is facing?
Now, I will tell you this, this is the Congress party or the UBT is like a broken record. The same thing again and again. Nothing about Viksit Bharat, nothing about their manifesto. If you see the manifesto, the preliminary ones that I've seen, it is cut, copy, paste our schemes. Now, to answer Mr. Matthew's query, if I call it a query because maybe he didn't see the Mahayuti press conference, the very next day of announcing the election, the Mahayuti presented a report card, right, on what are the schemes that we have done, what is the progress in Maharashtra, how we are marching towards 1 trillion, 3 trillion dollar economy. The dream of Viksit Bharat starts from Maharashtra. It was during that meeting that Devendra Fadnavis ji, I agree with Tuhin ji, he's one of the tallest leaders of Maharashtra. He said that we are contesting this election under the leadership of Eknath ji Shinde, and the CM sir is sitting next to me. I mean, what are we talking about? We are sure.
संजय गुप्ता, बीजेपी का कहना है कि जितना गुस्सा था सारा निकल गया एक इलेक्शन में, और इस बार सिंपैथी लेगेसी इसका कोई फैक्टर नहीं रहेगा सर।
बिल्कुल
ये तो महाराष्ट्र की जनता बताएगी। ये तो महाराष्ट्र की जनता बताएगी कि किस तरह से इन्होंने शिवाजी महाराज की प्रतिमा पर 3600 करोड़ रुपए खर्च किए और वो प्रतिमा खरीद नहीं गई, और प्रतिमा तो वो देखकर किस तरह से गिर गई। छत
गुप्ता
को
जी बोल
पूर्ण
रहे
में
हो।
लगाने के
Okay,
बाद
ma'am,
भी
let
आप
him
शिवाजी
finish.
महाराज की प्रतिमा को खड़ा रख पाए, तो वो उनका गिरना इस बात का प्रतीक है कि आपने जिस तरह से ठाकरे परिवार के साथ जो किया, बाला साहब के परिवार के साथ जो किया, वो गलत किया। बाला साहब ने अपना उत्तराधिकारी उद्धव जी को बनाया था, आप लोगों को नहीं बनाया था। आप
Okay.
लोगों ने जिन सिद्धांतों को तोड़ा,
Okay, completely
उसके
out of
कारण ही
time.
शिवाजी महाराज की
Yes.
प्रतिमा
Rohit,
खड़े रहने
last
के लिए
word from you, sir.
तैयार
Two
नहीं हुई।
important questions I wanted to ask you. You're the
Second.
expert here. Sharad Pawar's role, because in the last few days I've seen him getting a lot of people from BJP, NCP, breaking families like Ganesh Nayak, Chhagan Bhujbal. What is the fact? What is the role that he is going to play? Because even in Lok Sabha elections, his party had the highest strike rate. And also, what is going to be the influence of Manoj Jarange Patil getting into politics in some way? Which alliance do you think he could be benefiting?
Yeah, very good questions. Now, coming to Sharad Pawar's politics, right now, what we are watching is vintage Sharad Pawar. When you have this kind of a debate going on, there's so much commotion in media and other places on the field also about whether Vikas Aghadi will stay together, whether, what Uddhav Thackeray is likely to do, whether there'll be friendly fights and all of that. Mr. Pawar, like usual, the vintage style that he has remained to has kind of opted to remain completely silent and away from the media, selecting his candidates and taking interviews of aspiring candidates in Pune. That is his typical style. Now, I think, first point I want to tell you is, whatever the disputes in Mahavikas Aghadi, Congress, Shiv Sena, etc., they are going to finally listen to Sharad Pawar. Even Rahul Gandhi will, take advice from Sharad Pawar about all this. And he will be the person who will call the shots and kind of settle this. That is part one. Part two of your question, what impact will Manoj Jarange Patil cause on Maharashtra? In fact, I wrote an article on this here in today's papers. There's going to be some major impact in Marathwada because he's going to field candidates mainly in Marathwada. Now it transpires that his candidates are going to be standing as independent candidates.
Right.
He's not going to form any party. But it looks like, his agitation helped the Vikas Aghadi in the Lok Sabha election.
Right.
The BJP lost many seats in Marathwada, could win just one seat in entire Marathwada. So obviously, Manoj Jarange Patil's base is, mainly Maratha voters, and they have been with Vikas Aghadi. Now, if there is a split in that vote, some votes going to Vikas Aghadi, and some going to Manoj Jarange Patil's candidates. Obviously, the hit is going to be, for Vikas Aghadi candidates in Marathwada region.
Right.
It might make a big difference because this time the winning margin is going to be very small for all candidates across Maharashtra, Vasudha.
Okay. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining me on this broadcast. Clearly, Maharashtra elections does promise to be a game changer. We'll get to know all the nuances even as the campaign sort of heats up. That's all we have for you in this bulletin. More news and updates on the other side.